Hey everyone, I'm Jordan. Today we're going to be doing a taste test to verify if gluten-free Oreos, which is the new big thing, if they taste the same as regular Oreos. So I'm gluten-free, I have celiac disease, and I haven't had an Oreo in 4 years. That's how long I've had celiac disease. So I will sample all of these various gluten-free sandwich cookies and then be sampling the gluten-free Oreo to see if I think that it tastes like an Oreo. And then my wife, who can eat gluten because she doesn't have celiac disease, will blindfold her and have her try all of these cookies and see if she can figure out which one is the gluten-free Oreo and which one's the Oreo that contains gluten. Now it's important to understand that I don't always blindfold my wife, but when I do, it's for YouTube. A couple things about gluten-free Oreos, just to call out really quick. They do contain oats. I know some of my fellow celiacs and gluten-free people have oat sensitivity, so if that's your deal, I'm sorry. All of the other gluten-free sandwich cookies that we have out here don't have oats except for Goody Girl cookies. Also, gluten-free Oreos are certified gluten-free by the GFCO, the Gluten Free Certification Organization. You may be familiar with the logo. This is the old logo. I'm sure you've seen that on things. This is the new logo, and this is the logo that appears on the gluten-free Oreo packages. So if you see this, that means that it's certified gluten-free, and you can be 100% confident that you will not get gluten when you eat gluten-free Oreos. As I'm eating these, I will be washing down the palate with a lovely glass of Kirkland brand lactose-free milk because I'm also lactose intolerant. And to be clear, I haven't eaten any of these Oreos. I've had some of them for a few weeks, but I have not eaten any of them. So this is my first time on camera trying these cookies. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Walmart brand gluten-free cookies. These are also certified gluten-free, which surprised me. Not that I have low expectations from Walmart, it's just that I have low expectations from Walmart. I don't really think they taste a lot like Oreos. It's definitely a chocolate sandwich cookie. If I were to rate it nostalgically how much it reminds me of Oreos, maybe a 4 or 5. I don't know. Up next, we're gonna try JoJo's, Trader Joe's brand of gluten-free cookies. These are probably the brand that I've eaten the most of. Shoot, I didn't cleanse my palate. Sorry guys, invalid test. I would also probably say that these are a 4 or 5 on the nostalgia scale of tasting like Oreos. I'd rather eat these than gluten-free bread for sure, but that's not saying much because gluten-free bread is awful. So we'll try Goody Girl cookies next. See what they taste like. So I think that's closer. The texture is more consistent. JoJo's and Walmart brand gluten-free cookies were a lot softer. I think these ones have more of that crunchiness that I associate with Oreos, and they taste more similar. I'd probably give them a 7 on the nostalgia scale. I just cleansed my palate that time, we're good. Okay, Glutino gluten-free sandwich cookies. Some people on Reddit and Instagram actually prefer Glutino sandwich cookies to gluten-free Oreos. So we'll see. I'd say that's also on the higher end for sure. It's also harder like the Goody Girl cookies, and has a better taste. It's also probably a 6 or a 7. Disclaimer, I'm not a professional taste tester. I'm just somebody with celiac disease and likes chocolate. That's it. We actually were reading earlier this week that if professional taste testers were to rate Oreos, they would actually consider 11 different attributes of the taste of Oreos. I consider maybe 2.5 attributes, whether they taste good, and actually that's really it. That's really the only one attribute. Okay, last but not least, gluten-free Oreos, the moment we've been waiting for. I actually have a regular and a double stuffed. Here we go. Oh my gosh. That is an Oreo. Like I said before, I have not eaten an Oreo in 4 years. In over 4 years, actually. But this tastes like an Oreo like I remember it from 4 years ago. Let me just cleanse the palate and try that one more time. Okay. I think that for sure tastes just like an Oreo. Wow. I also have a double stuffed here, just because might as well have both kinds of gluten-free Oreos. Also super good. I don't actually know why they make regular and double stuffed. They really should just make double stuffed Oreos. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to part 2. I'm gonna go get my wife so that I blindfold her so that she can do some of this taste testing. While I'm going to get her, I would super appreciate it if you like this video, if you could just go ahead and give that like button a little tappity tap tap. Would super appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna go get her. Sydney, I'm coming. Here she is, everybody. Here, the chair's right here. Yeah,
Ooh, sorry.
She's ruining the experiment already. Actually, she's a very good sport for doing this.
I just want to say the only reason I qualify to be in this video is because I can consume gluten without
Yes,
adverse reaction.
That is the only reason that she is participating in this. So we've gone ahead and numbered them, and I rearranged the order of them so that she doesn't know. Sorry, I'm kicking the table, and my numbers are falling even. So she's just gonna pick random numbers of the Oreo of the sandwich cookies, and then we'll try to guess which one of the 6 is the real Oreo and which one's the gluten-free Oreo. Okay, I'm ready.
Let's go with, I'll just go with number 6 first.
Number 6. So I'm actually gonna feed these to her so that she doesn't touch the cookie, because if she touched the cookie, she would also be able to tell
Well,
which
I
is
don't know
which.
if I would. But...
Well, we're eliminating all variables.
Well,
Okay, so gluten or no gluten?
gluten. Wait.
So do you think that's the real Oreo? A, you think that's an Oreo, and B, do you think it's the gluten-free Oreo or the regular Oreo?
Oh man, I think that tasted like an Oreo.
Okay,
But I would say it was gluten.
okay. So we have so far number 6 is the 6 is the gluten-containing
But
Oreo.
I have the right to change my mind later.
Yes,
Right?
but right now number 6.
Do you
Okay.
have like something I can?
Oh yeah, lactose-free milk. Here you go. That's yeah, there's the top. This is already really entertaining.
Oh, I hate milk.
And she
Okay.
loves gluten, so there you go.
I'm gonna go with. Oh, sorry, I meant that was gluten free.
Hey, she kept saying it was gluten. That's totally different.
That's because I've associated gluten with the wrong thing my whole marriage with you. I'm so
We've
sorry.
only been married for 2 years, guys.
But I just, when you say gluten, that means it's bad. So I was like, ugh.
Oh, I do. Anyways, okay, so she thinks number 6 is gluten-free.
Yeah, that's
Do you
what
think
I
it's
meant.
a gluten-free Oreo, or do you think it's just a gluten-free, like another brand of gluten-free sandwich cookie?
It could have been the Oreo. It tasted similar enough to an Oreo to me that it might have been the gluten-free Oreo, but I'm waiting for the one that is definitely the Oreo.
So you're not sure on number 6?
Right.
So you think it's number 1, definitely gluten-free, and number 2, it might be, but you're not sure yet. Okay,
Yeah.
that's number 6. Next number.
Okay. 4.
Number 4. You ready? 3, 2, 1.
I think that's an Oreo.
Okay,
That's gotta be an Oreo.
okay. So we think number 4 is an Oreo. Is it a gluten-free Oreo or a regular Oreo?
If number 6 was the gluten-free Oreo, then that was probably the gluten.
So right now you think number 6 may be the gluten-free Oreo and number 4
Maybe.
may be the gluten-containing Oreo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next number.
3.
Number 3. Yeah, pick the right one. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. What did you say?
Because that tasted like an Oreo too. That tasted like an actual. Shoot. Did I cleanse my palate in between?
No. Here you go.
That was a double stuffed.
There are no double stuffed Oreos in this
Oh.
taste test. Do you want that one again?
I already feel like I'm failing at this.
No, you're doing great. Right? Everyone's just doing great, right? Okay, everyone said you're doing fine.
Thank you, non-existent audience. Well, can I come back to that one
Yeah.
later? Can I try a new one?
Yep.
Let's try number 1.
Number 1.
Man, I thought I would just know it when I tasted it.
Okay, ready? It's right there.
That was a gluten-free Oreo. Not the brand
That's a
Oreo. That was a gluten-free
sandwich cookie. Okay.
I
So
don't know.
that is not the
That's not the Oreo.
gluten-free Oreo. Okay, so number 6, first one we tried, definitely gluten-free. Wasn't sure if it was an Oreo. Number 4 was an Oreo. Number 3, we're gonna have to come back to it. Number 1, definitely gluten-free and not an Oreo.
Okay.
That's what you've said so far.
Sounds good. 5.
Perfect. I just need to hold it up so people can see which one it was. And here we go.
Ugh.
She's got
That's not an Oreo. Is that a JoJo?
No.
I don't know, but I've had JoJo's
Okay.
once and those were gross. But
She didn't like that one. Okay, so you think that one's gluten free?
yeah,
And
it's
definitely not an Oreo. Okay.
definitely not an Oreo.
And then last but not least is number 2, because that's the one you
Pick
haven't.
2, my lord.
Pick that number 3, my lord. Okay, here it is. Ready?
Felt like the bite of an Oreo, but it's not a real Oreo.
So you know it's not an Oreo, is what you're saying?
Right.
So it's gluten free.
It's a gluten-free sandwich cookie.
That's not an Oreo. Okay. So which ones did you want to
Okay, I need to
try?
cleanse my palate. It's
Oh,
getting
sorry.
gross. There's a gross aftertaste.
Sydney is much more particular about how things taste than I am.
Well, obviously not if I'm struggling to pick the real Oreo, because I love Oreos.
Okay, so we need to try. I think we need to try number 6, 3, and 4
Yeah.
again. Those were. Which one do you want to go with?
I want to try 6 again, because that was
Okay.
the first one I tried, and I just
Yeah,
haven't.
you have no reference, right?
Yeah. It's a gluten-free sandwich cookie.
Okay, so yeah, boom, she knows. So down to 3 and 4.
Mhm.
Which one do you want to go first? You tried 4 first last time.
Oh, I definitely need more palate cleansing.
Like
The
I
more
said,
you chew it, the more sand and gritty it gets. Okay, I need it back. There's
we
still
often
some-
joke about how gluten-free food tastes like sand sometimes, and it does. Not everything, but sometimes it does. Okay.
Okay, so 3 and 4
Yep.
are
Do you want 3 or 4?
I'll do 3 first.
Okay, number 3. That was this one. Here it is.
That's an Oreo.
Okay.
It might be the gluten-free one though.
Okay, here, cleanse your palate, and then we'll do number 4. Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here's number 4.
It's also an Oreo.
Okay, so I am gonna say you're right that 3 and 4 are both Oreos.
Mm-hmm. It's really hard to tell which one's gluten-free. My first impression is number 3 is the gluten-free and number 4 is the gluten.
So her final guess is number 3 is gluten-free and number 4 has gluten in it. You can take off the blindfold now. So this is number 3 and this is number 4. So you said
I
this.
said it backwards.
Yeah. So
Oh.
basically she likes the gluten-free Oreos better, but don't tell her that.
No. I just had a really hard time telling.
Well, there you have it. Someone who can eat gluten couldn't tell the difference blindfolded between gluten-free and gluten-containing Oreos. I think that's a pretty good sign. Although, like I said, we're not professional taste testers.
Absolutely not.
We just like cookies. At least I do. And she doesn't like milk.
It's a very low degree of difference if there is one that's distinguishable.
She's also a scientist, which is why she uses vocabulary like that. Anyways, thank you for watching. We on our blog have written a post about everything you could ever want to know about how these cookies compare, their nutrients, their taste. We also are going to rate them, of which one we like the best. If you want to check that out, you can go to gluten-free. What are you doing?
I can't believe I thought the JoJo's were close. JoJo's are nasty.
I know. Anyway, so if you want to check out that post, it's at glutenfreenecessity.com/Oreo. I know, super original. And again, if you like this video, if you would give that little like button a tappity tap tap, Sydney would really appreciate that. And so would I. Thanks.